Hey, everybody, how's it going?
What is happening?
What is this?
It's the end.
All
oh my
media,
God.
all the time.
This is intense.
Something is playing that's not
In the
supposed to be
distant
playing.
future, there was a show called RWBY.
Whatever audio.
It's the most dramatic interest music ever. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. At the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden.
That was a dramatic opening.
That was crazy.
I feel like this is Michael Bay presents the Rooster Teeth panel.
That's the
so
new RWBY
confused.
intro song.
I thought it was for a second. I didn't know what was happening.
Please don't spoil our future collaborations, Miles, by the way.
Sorry.
It's
Just
not
me
okay.
and Mike are so close now these days.
Oh,
MP,
Mike?
we call him.
That's where you're at?
We're on a first name basis. Me and M, Big M. I
Oh,
call him Big
okay,
M
it's just
sometimes.
going less and
He's
less.
Big M, I'm Little M. Who are we? So I can stop vamping.
You're little M. We just went over this.
And together they're Eminem.
Not gonna open that for a bit.
Oh no! Don't open that for a second.
Head out to the crowd. You have a winner. You have an exploding Pepsi bottle.
Who's in the splash zone?
Trick question.
Everybody
all
bring
of
their
you
plastic. Are you
Yeah.
good for this? All right, cool. Hey, everybody, and thank you for hanging out for the last panel, the last time slot on the last day of New York Comic Con 2018. We are ecstatic to be hanging out with you this afternoon. My name is Gray Haddock, and I'm the head of Rooster Teeth Animation and the creator of Genlock.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Chad James. I'm the producer for Screw Attack, and I voiced Jody in Genlock.
Hi, my name is Miles Luna. I'm the head writer of animation for Rooster Teeth, co-writer on RWBY, and I voice Jean Arc.
Hi, my name is Carrie Shawcross. I am the co-writer on RWBY, the director on RWBY, and the voice of Neptune.
Hello, I am Lindsay Jones. I play the voice of Ruby Rose in RWBY. I am Razzle in Genlock now. Yeah, very excited. And I'm Space Kid in Camp Camp.
Hi, I'm Kara Eberly, and I voice Waishni in RWBY. I'm Erin Zeck, and I voice Blake Belladonna in RWBY. Oh, and Dr. Gray in Red vs. Blue, if we're going to try and like lay out as much as I possibly can.
What else do you do?
I'm a mad breakdancer. I'm not. That's a lie.
I really
She's
wanted to be
not.
like, prove it right now,
Yeah,
right
we
here.
were discussing it. I can't do that.
There's no cardboard on the ground, so she can't break dance. That's not allowed.
Yeah, there's no. I'm sorry, guys.
There's a box over there, Carrie.
Chad, don't!
Hi guys, I'm Barbara Dunkelman, and I voice Professor Port in RWBY.
Whoa!
Wait a minute.
No, I play Yang Xiaolong.
But thanks to everyone again for hanging out. We thought we would kick things off with a little tradition that we enjoy at RT Anim, which is to, whenever you happen to get a few thousand of your closest friends in the room who like animation, maybe we should all watch some more cartoons together.
Yeah. Does anybody here watch a show called Camp Camp? Camp ADM, everybody. Well, oh yeah, David, there you go.
There we go.
I don't know if you guys know, but we had a Halloween special premiere this weekend, and it's
hear the spooky noise?
It's pretty. I'm spooked right now. I'm scared. It's one that we've all been really excited about. It was written by our good friends Lila Hav and Orn Mendez, and we thought maybe we could all watch it together with you right now. What do you guys say?
Fun fact,
Just
I
making
listen to
stuff
the
up.
Space Kids song like way too much.
Oh no, I
My
get it.
anthem. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's very good.
Yeah, so that was the latest episode of Camp Camp. We are going to have one more holiday special coming around the end of the year. Not
Is it gonna be Christmas?
Kwanzaa.
Well, it's no. I'll say this: it's not a
Thanksgiving?
Christmas special. Is it Hanukkah? It's something else, and you'll have to, pay attention to the Rooster Teeth Twitter and all that newsfeed junk. And yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it when it comes around. I think probably this December. So yeah.
Yeah.
Not Christmas? I'm confused.
So, does anyone want to talk about some RWBY stuff? Okay. Well, there's nothing. So no, I'm just kidding. So actually, one of the slides was up earlier. So if we could put that back up. This is just to kind of remind everybody. We talked about this before, but we're doing another manga with Suisa, and it's going to be. I'm looking at my notes. I'm sorry. It's going to be. So the cool thing about this is going to be simultaneously. Distributed in Japan and in English at the same time. And it's going to be drawn by Kohei Kusu. who we've seen a couple issues already now, and it's already really cool.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really. Can you put up the other image? Yeah, it's super pretty. Yeah,
His
Cool,
art looks a lot
right?
like that.
I look so cool.
so we're very excited about that. News to come, or more to come, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. And then speaking of other things you have to read, I'm not sure if everybody's
Curse
heard,
you
but-
words.
I know, curse you words. We have a partnership with Scholastic to do an actual novel of RWBY now. If we can pull up the next slide.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And this story is mainly going to be focusing on Team Coffee and some events that happen after the fall of Beacon.
Yeah.
Though Team RWBY is present, but it's definitely, there's going to be a focus on Coffee, and we're like, okay. So we have to read over stuff to proof it and make sure everything's all cool and yada, yada, yada. It was a delightful read, and I cannot wait for everybody to check this out. Y'all are going to love everything you learn about Team Coffee in this book.
It has been a joy to hear you and Carrie and Eddie Rivas, another writer back at the office, who have been proofing the new draft. And just how excited you guys get as you read it has been so fun.
Like, I straight up laughed out loud at an interaction between Fox and RWBY, and it's so good. You're going to love Fox so much.
Hey, Miles, are you saying that you liked a book about Team Coffee, a latte?
I really enjoy the fact that the second Barbara was like, "Hey, Miles," everyone looks at her and just goes, "All right."
Yeah.
It's coming.
Man,
What have you got?
it sucks that we have to announce that the book's being canceled now on this panel. Like, geez.
Beans.
Yeah, but it was. It's also been cool too. Yeah, we found out we had an opportunity to do this book. It was, what are we going to do? Are we going to just kind of recap what happened in the earlier seasons? But we thought it'd be cool to instead, focus on a team we haven't seen a lot of and in an area of the world we haven't seen a lot of. So yeah,
Team RWBY is also in the book.
Yeah, they are in the book. Don't worry. But I think the next slide, if we want to go to that, is the cover that we have.
Ooh.
Yeah. Drawn by Patrick Rodriguez, art director.
Oh, we're in the reflection
Exactly.
of inner glasses. Yeah. That took too long to say reflection.
From Reflections.
Yeah, we're really excited. We got to work with the author. I can't remember if he likes going by his real name or his. E.C. Myers. I'll just say that. We worked with E.C. Myers, and it was a lot of fun getting to kind of discover more about Team Coffee individually, who they are and their backstories. And he came up with so many wonderful ideas. And yeah, we're just really excited to share this with you, and I hope you guys get a chance to pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Speaking of things that I don't know if we're supposed to talk about it or not, but is anybody in here a Qrow fan?
So one or two.
Beautiful bird.
Let's
really
talk about
smart.
birding, dog. Is there anybody who wishes that they had a Qrow on their shelf? So if we could throw up. So this is still a little bit of a work in progress. It's not done yet, but if we can go ahead. Yeah. So
That is totally better than an elf on a shelf.
yeah,
Man, from this angle, I feel like I should just call him Dad.
Miles, from any
Daddy.
angle.
Yeah.
Daddy's more appropriate.
That is my uncle you're talking about.
So
Not my uncle.
more details to come. We'll talk about it more later, but we're really excited to share this one. I think we got one more image of it. It's slightly askew. There we go. Just in case you guys get that depth. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks rad.
I'm really uncomfortable by that daddy comment.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable.
I mean,
Daddy bird.
You bailed on your own
did.
comment immediately.
I didn't like the way it sounded right when
Hey,
it came
Chad,
out. It's bad.
more like Dirty Bird.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
this is the rest of the panel.
I know.
It's just gonna transform to
Remember when
quality
RWBY was
commentary.
family friendly?
Vaguely.
What else we got?
Well, we've got one pretty big thing to show. As everybody knows, October 27th, or hopefully everybody knows. Man, people just love that day in October specifically for no reason. So yeah, that's when RWBY Volume 6 is going to be premiering. Words. If you haven't yet, you can get tickets to a Fathom event where you can actually watch it in theaters on October 25th. So there's still tickets for that, so please go do that. But we figured since y'all are here, maybe we can show you guys a little bit of it. It's not the whole episode.
What?
Okay. I didn't tell you. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
We're all gonna watch it.
The lovely technical staff here at Madison Square Garden has asked me to remind everybody to please keep all of your recording devices powered off.
And apologize to everyone on the stream. We're gonna have to cut it for this, but you know,
We'll be
we're
back.
less than a month away from the premiere. It'll be here soon, I promise. Yeah, and for everybody here, this is a 99% done video, so there might be like a couple weird things here and there.
That baby's really excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the cool ones. You get to see the early version.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just think of it as like behind the scenes extra special.
The early bird.
Ah.
No, I can't. There's got to be something else there.
It's a little
I
too
liked
late.
it. I thought it was good.
And with
Is there a raptor in this unfinished?
well, you'll have to see.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's watch.
And with that, let's go ahead and make sure the stream's cut and roll.
Oh my God, you guys! That was so good.
Thanks. We can totally turn the stream back on now, by the way.
The music was really nice too.
Thank you.
I
Hope
thought,
you-
oh my God, it's
I'll
so
take all the compliments. Just bring them on. No.
We liked it too down here.
Yeah. Hopefully the stream's back. But yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that's been back at the office working their butts off on this episode. The rest of it looks super great too. So yes, for them.
I like that Ruby's using her little swirly thing too. I'm just so excited, you guys.
What an excellent transition. So, like, guys, Team Ruby's back together, which is really exciting. What is it
Finally.
like for you guys? Like, what's it been like getting to, record scenes where you're bouncing off of your old teammates again?
Well, we've talked about it before, but now, like, as the show has progressed too, we've been able to actually travel a lot together as castmates now and go to many conventions. So we feel like we've established this, like, we joke, but it's true, like a sisterly bond with each other. And so now that's back in the works and we're in the booth. And even though we don't get to record off of each other, we still, like, I don't know.
I can like hear your
hear
voice,
each other.
yeah, in my own head when I'm recording.
I don't know.
It's
It
so
feels
nice.
like I recently went back and rewatched all of the RWBY episodes that have come out because why not? And I was like watching that. I'm like, wow, this really feels like clearly they've gone through some stuff already. It can never actually be the same, but it has the same, I don't know, hint of like volumes 1 and 2. I'm like, cool, awesome. The team's back. Yes.
Exactly. It's always nice to see the team back together. And Wise has a scarf and tights. Did anybody else notice that? I saw that. You were wearing a little red scarf.
It was a little too early to do a full costume change, but we thought she'd be a little too cold. So it kind of needed it.
Yeah,
Well,
if you,
she's
if you
cold
noticed
twice,
at the
so-
top of the episode, we're going to some chillier spots.
Yeah.
It looked like Skyrim.
Canada?
Yep. You know,
Yeah.
we've got,
Dovakin's in it now. Yes.
yeah, and we got Anima, Vale, Canada,
Ketchup chips.
Team
Ontario
Ruby
and Atlas are
Tim
right
Hortons.
next to each other. Yeah.
It's funny. Erin did say as we were opening up into the scene, she's like, it looks like Skyrim. I'm like, it does. Look at it. But that's just a testament to the animation team as well. I feel like you guys one up each other every single
so
volume, and it
gorgeous.
looks incredible.
Oh, thanks.
I screamed way too many times. I'm pretty sure Barbara's just like, shut up, Aaron.
Yeah.
So I'm just
I
looking
didn't
at all
know
the
that was
names,
me.
like there are new names of like cities and stuff, and then there's a bunch of people, and then like Adam, he's crazy.
Yeah, we're really excited. We mentioned a new city called Argus there, and obviously you guys will be learning more about that as the season goes on. But not getting into too spoilery stuff, are there any things that you guys are excited or want to say about, like, what people can expect or might be getting excited about?
Well, no, just kidding. In my brain, I made something really funny happen.
We can
One for
only
you.
imagine.
Spoiled everything.
Yeah, I spoiled something in my head,
Oh, Lord.
but I'm not going to say it out loud.
Burps.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff I'm excited for. I mean, the team being back together, I think, is something I've been looking forward to for 2 volumes at this point. I think also my favorite part about recording now for Volume 6 is hearing Miles and Carrie's impressions of the other characters again.
Yes.
Because there was a whole season where I didn't get to hear that. But yeah, for this volume, I think, and I've mentioned this before on some other interviews we've been doing this weekend, but there's some new themes that we get to play with this volume, which we've never seen in RWBY before, that I'm very excited for.
Everyone keeps saying that, and I don't know what it means yet.
I'll tell you after
We can
this.
sync up later.
I'm excited to see Neptune. That was exciting to see just now.
So is my mom.
But I'm. Oh.
Yeah.
I finally get to see your
Seeing,
face.
like,
That's what
everyone
it
back
sounds.
together, even not just Team RWBY, but
Yeah.
you know everyone that we've missed. We got to see Red and everyone on the train and working together. It's like it's like old times again. But
Yeah.
now they really know what they're doing, and it'll be really crazy to see. I'm excited.
We okay, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Just definitely the new themes that Barbara was hinting on, and I don't think it's really spoiling anything because you guys have mentioned it before in other interviews. But some of the tone gets a little bit darker in some areas, and I'm excited for not emo RWBY, but RWBY all right,
Yeah.
let's do what we gotta do.
Ruby's not gonna put her hair down and start doing jazz numbers down New York streets.
No.
Wait, did you not read my last draft?
Oh no, does she put the black suit on?
Yeah.
No.
She starts,
like
she
a
starts
turd in the wind.
unfeeling things.
We are RWBY.
Yeah, there's one thing that we really want to do with this
Venom
volume
reference,
is
don't worry about it.
really
Brian.
really capture this sense of going on a journey. And unlike in Volume 4, where we were doing that by having to cut between so many different storylines all the time, getting to focus just on one continuous journey where we're constantly moving forward and constantly going to new places and encountering new things was something that we were really excited about, especially after being in a house for a really long time.
Yeah, we definitely went out of our way to make things dense. Is probably just trying to make sure it's action packed and there's a lot of things happening in a lot of different places
And a lot of long-standing questions that I think will finally be answered this season about certain things and certain people. And
Yep.
That was
Ooh, that got a reaction.
Yeah, that was. I
Yeah.
love the generalization of that.
Yeah, I
There's
think-
lots of reactions. But
You could mention too, some of the new creatures that we'll encounter. I mean, you literally just saw some right there. I like Grim, yeah.
Dude, you want to talk about that? Because that's a really cool story, actually.
Oh yeah, sure.
Griffins?
So there's actually there's two Grimm that you see briefly in there. One is called a manticore, and one is called a sphinx. And it was actually one of the. So we had the idea for to use a manticore for this fight months and months and months and months ago. And then I was on the subreddit and I saw that a fan had posted their version of what a manticore would look like, and I was like, my first reaction was, dang it, now we gotta do something else because I don't want people to think we're stealing or anything like that. And then my second reaction was, well, why don't we just contract them? So they actually ended up, we reached out to them, we got the design from them, they continued to work on it with us, and they also worked on the Sphinx, and also have worked on other stuff that I can't talk about yet. But
awesome.
Yeah, her name is Aromi Kim. She's really cool. She's been really nice to work with. Wait, are you?
Yeah, there she is right there.
Hey,
Oh, she's
Yeah,
here.
everybody
I didn't know
say
she was
hey.
here.
Stand up, stand up.
Stand up, stand up.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, give it up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, I
Yeah,
didn't know
let's
you were
get the
gonna be here.
lights. Make sure she really feels embarrassed.
Yeah,
Embarrassed, honored.
all of the love.
Hey, the thing that he can't talk about, but you and I know what it is, yeah, I'm so excited for everybody else to see that.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Is it the thing that I'm also thinking?
I think
about
so.
right now?
Maybe.
Okay, cool.
There's
it's
a
the thing
thing.
that I've talked about for a long time that, well, you know what?
We'll get there.
We'll get
We'll
there.
get there. We'll get there.
Yang is actually Daniel from Camp Camp.
Crossover.
Yeah, your art. I'm gonna talk to you now. Your art's really great, and then it was also, I think, just another great way to incorporate the community, which is something we have always liked to do from the get-go. I mean, a lot of us were community members before we started, and I just think continuing that tradition is really cool. So that's all the RWBY stuff I've got. Is there anything else that we want to talk about as I look at Gray specifically?
Nope. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Hey, we definitely don't still have 15 minutes left.
No, okay.
I loved Chad's face more because he looked at Gray like.
Yeah, who wants to talk about Genlock for a little bit?
Me.
Ooh. We've run it, this is something interesting that happened this weekend. Be honest, is there anybody here in the audience that has no idea what Genlock is? Okay. You're in luck.
We're gonna fix that.
Yeah, I tell you what. Let's go ahead and fix that starting right now. Let's go ahead and cut the stream and. So that's a little something we've been working on for a bit. We can bring the stream back now. And it is absolutely surreal to me to have shown everybody that made it here to Madison Square Garden this time last year at NYCC, where we were able to show you the very first teaser. Yes, you. And, since then, all the crazy things that have happened on the production, And now we're here, and we can actually begin to show you parts of the show. This is amazing. But yeah, let's go ahead and bring up the first graphic. This is a banner for the show.
It's for
some
show's
artwork. Yeah, so in case you hadn't seen this, yeah. So we've done some teasery stuff, but this is the first full look at the cast in poster form. This is a piece of art that was done by our art director Michael Pedro and another talented member of the art team, Larissa Angus. And you start to get a peek at the main Genlock team and some of their mecha, because if you hadn't heard, it's a mecha show. So yeah, I like big bots. I cannot lie. I was saving that one.
God.
But anyways, yeah. So it has just been crazy. The team has done an amazing job putting the show together, and the amount of support that everyone's already showing it, and the way the company is launching, it's been absolutely amazing. It's been fantastic to see this stuff at NYCC and on the Macy's Electronic Billboard and all that jazz. But it's because the show hasn't come out yet. We don't have. The cool manga and toy announcements to make exactly, but it turns out there's already a piece of news that has to do with both Genlock and RWBY.
We got a little something.
What?
Yeah, crossover confirmed. No, I'm kidding. But I also think it's really appropriate that this announcement gets made at a Comic-Con. If we can go ahead and put up the next graphic, please.
I love the one dude who's just like, DC? That was great. Thank you.
Yeah, so we happened to have dinner with Jim Lee last night. He says hello. And we are proud to announce that Rooster Teeth and DC Entertainment are partnering for series based on Rooster Teeth animation properties. Yeah. And the first two, we're putting together an entire slate. The first two that will happen are series for both RWBY and for Genlock coming out next year.
That's amazing.
So I just want to confirm something here. So, okay, anime, video games, board games, manga, comics.
Mobile
Horseback
games.
riding.
We're going to dominate every nerd thing ever, and I love it.
Yeah. I think we need to start reaching out to nerd culture. Like, let's get like a RWBY basketball.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Would
Or
be like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh yeah. We could do lacrosse, but everybody's got the scythe instead.
See, I'm excited.
I know nothing about lacrosse. Is that okay?
You're
you
good.
flick stuff, right?
Yeah,
So it's a new Grimaclose
and you
minigame. That would
score
be awesome.
Yeah. Most sports you score points.
I'm
yeah.
most excited for the DC crossover because in my head canon, I've decided that there will be a faunus that is both a bat and a man. And
We have Yuma.
Yeah, we have Yuma.
Yeah.
Say, that's got potential.
Oh, I get it.
Also, I have to get this in there. Gen Lock Cross.
nice.
All right. Okay.
Gotta
Keep
get it
going. It's a disease.
You use the word have
Wait.
to, and it's just like
There's a cat girl. I'm gonna be better.
Selena Kyle's just like, damn,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
got it built in.
yeah.
Let the
I'm
fan
gonna
art
get
begin.
the diamonds.
Yeah.
So somewhere right now, Mojo Jojo and Dishwasher are just going nuts.
Yeah,
Putting
basically.
together the fan art.
So that's exciting.
But yeah, so there's that. But thank you for being part of this announcement. We wanted to save that and make sure that it could actually happen here at NYCC with you. So there's that. I guess some of the
big.
articles will start to hit about the time we get out of the panel. So there you go. But anyways, so if you hadn't been, if you hadn't caught it, yeah. So Genlock is the next RWBY class production that we're working on at Rooster Teeth Animation, and I want to say thank you to everybody here who has been showing all the love and support for RWBY, because if it weren't for you, then we wouldn't be able to do things like launch a new show. And I also want to say thank you to the crew back in Austin. If you guys are watching this stream, I know that you guys have been just busting all sorts of butt lately so we could do things like watch part of episode 1 together today.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. It's the show will premiere in January. We're about 3-4 months out, but I wanted you guys to be able to meet Julian Chase's character today as we watch the opening of the show together.
Yeah! I'm so excited.
So yeah, if I could please ask Tech to make sure to kill the stream. And
That looks so good!
Awesome.
That looks so good!
So Chase's sister is Bae. All right.
Immediately, like, when they fist bumped, I was like, what? And then she disappeared, and I was like, wait, they're not there.
welcome to the future.
Ooh.
I feel like
How many years in
I
the
love it.
future is Shenlock set?
Yeah, so I mean, it's
not
kind of
setting it for
supposed to
question,
be
actually.
our Earth 50 years from now, and you take, all the headlines in the news these days about VR and communications and medicine and energy and brain-computer interfaces and all of that, and just sort of assume most of it actually kind of comes true and play it out. How would we be using that a couple more decades from now? That heavily influences a lot of what you see in the show. So you get to see, like, it turns out that Miranda and Chase, even though it's the awkward family dinner and he's introducing his partner to, the family, they're just kind of like virtual FaceTiming in. And that's how that.
I feel like would help, like make me feel less anxious in that situation. I think.
Yeah.
Usually I could just kill it and be like, oh, the internet went bad.
Exactly. It's the equivalent of be like, we're going through a tunnel. Oh, I'm so sorry I can't answer that question.
I can't. Oh, it's all messing up. Bye.
Yeah, they could actually see you with a piece of paper rumpling it close
Yeah,
to the,
crumpling up
sorry.
against the...
Yeah.
Also, Just Dance has come a long way.
Yes.
Yeah, so in this particular world, humanity's more or less made the Matrix. In Jinlock's story, it's called the Ether, and you can interact with it in a variety of degrees. So you can either go sort of full dive and be completely surrounded by it, and it's essentially a full VR experience. Or everybody's got the super cool future techno contact lenses, and at that point, the things that are going on in the ether can begin to overlay over your real world vision of what's going on in real space, or meat space, as we kind of joke about it from time to time. But so that's how you do things like projections, or if you want to, redecorate your room totally differently than how your mom had it, like Dree did in the family space there.
That's one of my favorite small touches about that opening scene, is just bouncing back and forth between beautiful classical music and some like J-pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
figure
giant cat in the background from time to time.
What is that? That's the first time I saw that.
You hadn't seen the anime critter before?
No.
No. That's the giant collectible anime animal that
I want one.
Dree's a fan of.
That if enough people tweet at us, we'll make.
Yeah.
But so then that, and then the big reveal is that then Miranda and Chase are actually stationed on the military base, and you get a little glimpse of what's going on with them. So I don't know if you happen to catch it or not, but we have such people that have joined the ensemble as Michael B. Jordan and Dakota Fanning. They're pretty cool. They're pretty good.
And
I like them.
David
great.
Tennant.
I think they got a future. Yeah. By the way, thank you to everybody who went and got a Jinlock poster and took it to the Tenet signing and said, hey.
Oh, did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
yeah. No, we had people. Yeah, there's a couple of people who
The
went
smartest
over.
people in the world.
Yes, thank you. But that was awesome.
I don't know if I told you yet, Gray, but we actually ran into David Tennant
Brag about it.
at the convention, and we were talking about Genlock and Rooster Teeth, and he goes, "Oh, I love the fan base. You guys have the greatest fans. I never knew like Rooster Teeth fans. Like it's like talking about being a fan of Netflix or HBO." And he's like, "I never knew that was a thing. That people be a fan of a production company." He was really excited. So you guys, thank you so much for being so kind to everyone.
Yes.
really
No,
cool.
seriously, thank you.
I thought you were gonna bust out his Scottish accent, and I was so excited to see it.
So we actually wound up casting the Scot as the Brit and a Brit as the Scot, because we have Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones who voices Cammy.
I hope that at a certain point, the writers are smart enough to have them do impressions of each other, making fun of each other.
What's great is I remember
spoilers.
There were rumors early on that you were talking with Maisie, and then I thought that had fallen through, and I got that announcement through the Rooster Teeth Reddit. Like it got I was just like, and I refreshed it, and it's like, and Maisie Williams. And I'm like, damn, Grace, stop! Like,
No, we've had the universe is just looking out for us. I don't even know what this production is even anymore with all the love that the crew is showing to it, and then this ensemble that we've been able to build, both from outside Rooster Teeth and the usual voice acting family that we have, as well as we've begun to work in the Rooster Teeth voice acting family as well, and we will continue to do that over time.
No pressure there.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah,
we'll get to that in a minute.
Am I wrong that I definitely heard you, Gray, for sure, but you've showed me some of your character overlay before we showed that scene too, but not seeing them beforehand, did I also hear Chad and Miles? Or
You may have.
Okay, cool.
A little bit.
Wondering who.
Yeah. Guys, you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing in the show?
Yeah. So I play Jody. He's the stylish one with the goatee there, who got caught talking about Miranda. Yeah, I can't say too much about his character, but he's kind of one of the old guard mech pilots who's been around for a while.
Yeah. So you play Jody. I play Leon, who is the guy standing next to Jody. And the combination of Leon, Jody, and Miranda are a mech squad for the future military fighting force called the Vanguard. And in the sizzle reel, you saw the mecha that were kind of shorter, squatter, much more heavily armored. They're not articulated. They're not really humanoid. They have like cannons where their arms ought to be, things like that.
That's because ours don't need to do flips and stuff.
Yeah. And so that's the class of mecha that the Vanguard have been using for quite some time. And Miranda, Jody, and Leon's are experts at that. And which also means that you share a lot of scenes with Dakota Fanning.
Yes.
And
you want to tell that story?
Yeah, let's tell that story.
Okay.
Yeah, so what was fantastic was I think it's been interesting to me to get everybody into kind of more naturalistic performance style. The vibe of Genlock is supposed to be a little bit more realistic. It's kind of an answer to the question of what if you had a summer blockbuster sci-fi action movie that just happens to be animated. And
yeah, I remember specifically one of those is don't do anime delivery. I want it to feel very real, as if a camera is right in front of you right now. I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, so we don't. Yeah, we can, but it has to be for specific moments in terms of when we kind of have some of our more comedic gags, or I wouldn't go quite so far as to call them chibi moments. You can do it, but maybe not in real space exactly. It needs to involve the ether, but you'll understand when you see the show. So to get poor Chad in the mood for some of these scenes, he was on the mic and then kind of looking down. We were talking things out, and then when he wasn't looking, I had our sound engineer put up photos of Dakota Fanning on his monitor in the booth. So when he looks back up, I'm like, okay, look, just pretend that Dakota Fanning is like this close in front of you.
He goes,
now say the line.
I want you to look into her eyes and pretend you're talking to Dakota Fanning right now. And I'm just like, okay, great, let's do it. This is going to make a fun panel story one day.
And it did.
Yeah.
And we got the take.
But also, he was like, no, not that one. Get that picture, that picture. He specifically was picking out the picture to suit the mood of the scene.
Now, what was the motivation for then swapping it out when he blinked for Miles? Yeah. What was kind of the idea behind that one? Just to
there's a wide type of storytelling that we want to do in the show.
Yeah.
But anyways, Miles, how about you?
Hi, yeah. So I'm playing Miguel, better known as Migas by his friends. He is a brilliant engineer and avid video game player and sort of goofball. And man, it's scary being in the same seat as all of these amazing people. But it's still though it's super fun, and Migas is like an incredibly cool and interesting character, and I'm excited for everybody to get to meet him.
Did you say his name is Migas?
So so that's
Spanish
a story. It's
breakfast?
a story that he doesn't like telling, but his friends call him Migas. His real name is Miguel Garza, and he's from South Texas, and yeah.
So he eats migas every morning?
Watch
I imagine
the
he
show.
puts up with those jokes all the time.
Yeah.
Who
And then we have
migas?
so what? And then we have Lindsay, who plays another fighter pilot in Chase's squadron, call sign Razzle.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah.
That's not the voice I'm doing, I swear. That's not Razzle's voice.
Let's do it, Chase. Come on,
Hello.
let's get him.
But going off of what Chad said, totally true, because there are scenes where I'm interacting with Michael B. Jordan. I was like, okay, you've got this. Don't mess it up. But man, it's really, really cool. And I think we can speak to the process of recording and how it differs from RWBY also. This is the first time where we had ADR passes as well for animation. So we did one pass of recording. they would animate for the timing, lay down the music, you get the sound effects, and then Gray said, okay, let's bring you back in and really, make sure we get the feel of the scene, maybe tweak some of your dialogue here and there, maybe the tone of your voice. But God, is it so cool to actually have all that in place and the other actors' dialogue. It really gets you immersed in the moment.
Because beforehand, everyone was Gray. Okay, every voice of everything was Gray for all the temp recordings.
Yeah.
So that was just hilarious. And then also when you're in the booth, it's Gray reading, with you to so every character is Gray for me.
It really showed off your range of accents.
or lack thereof.
I thought it sounded great.
Got him, Shawcross.
I never have a good one.
Way to carry that joke into this.
Way to carry it.
Beat you to it.
That is what's pretty great about doing recordings for RWBY, though, because we get to hear Carrie and Miles's wonderful renditions of everybody else.
Yeah, they're
I
really
like to
good.
hear yours now, Gray.
Yeah,
Coming to the booth?
they're threatening to do that as a DVD extra, and I don't think we're going to do
God.
that.
Oh,
But what they're referring to is that the way that we built this particular acting ensemble, it turns out that a lot of the cast have these other really busy careers, and they're being as supportive and flexible as possible. But when they happen to identify those couple of hours away from set that they can go ahead and hop in a booth, you go. But up until then, it's not like production can stop. So we begin working from the animatics and we start to do the broad strokes animation of things, and you have to have audio timing in order to do that. So I will read the whole script, and the poor crew back in Austin has been animating to my voice, playing all the characters for the first several months of the show until miracle of miracles, everyone was so happy, that character finally has their real voice show up, and they don't have to listen to me anymore. And at that point, the characters really start to come to life, and the team can finally start customizing the animation and the gestures and the facial expressions to the magic that particular talent brought to the part in the booth.
I bet there's one animator who's like, I don't like this as much.
Yeah, I miss Gray.
I like Gray.
Talking about accent work also, just a little funny anecdote. For some of the auditions, clearly there are characters with accents, and one of them is Cammy Macy's character, and I was like, I'll try out for that. My family's from Scotland, my ancestors. I think I can do this. I can't. No, I did the audition, and I remember, very vividly, Gray stopped, and he goes, Lindsay, that was fun. Yes, it was, Gray.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I feel like I would just go in the booth and go, if you had a chance to change your fate.
Yeah?
Yeah, you got to change your fate. And that's my favorite. Whenever I was hearing him do Cammy, that was the best one.
I went in and did, there was another character with another accent who's vastly different from the Scottish, and I couldn't do them back to back, and I was so frustrated with myself. I was like, Gray, I need to go home. I have to take this with me. I'll send it to you later. And I still couldn't do it.
It's tough.
I can do the Scottish accent, but I can't do the other one. I don't want to say what it is just in case.
Well, you can, actually. Why don't we go ahead and, but first of all, I just want to thank everybody for all the support and enthusiasm from the department and all the actors. And I can't wait for everyone to participate in the production over time. But let's put up real quick. There's another still image we can throw up as long as we're talking about the cast. Hey, so yeah, meet the Genlock team. So we've talked about Michael B. Jordan is playing Chase. We've also mentioned that David Tennant is playing Dr. Weller, who is the inventor of the Genlock technology and is the lead scientist in the show. But, we also have Koichi Yamadera, the voice of Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
And he's Beerus too, right?
So what?
He's Beerus, right, in Dragon Ball Super?
Yeah. He's played a couple of things. I think he's got a future ahead of him in anime.
Yeah.
And then next we have Golshifta Farahani is playing Yazaman or Yaz. And we have Chase there. We have some Joker named Blaine Gibson.
Yo, he crushed his performance.
Great.
I don't know if I'm jealous of Blaine or if I'm super glad I'm not up there with everybody else.
He has one line, and it's just 2 words, and that's my favorite thing he did.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's so good. It's so good.
So good delivery.
Sorry, we're just geeking out on stage.
And then we have Asia Kate Dillon from John Wick 3 and Billions and Orange is the New Black is playing Valentina. And then that's Maisie Williams' character, Cammy, there on your right. So that is the main Genlock 6. And we've got one last thing that we can show you today. And if you'd like, you can be the very first people in the world to hear this entire cast talking to each other when they meet each other for the first time.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and cut the stream and watch us.
Val, the woman who plays Val does a much better Val than I did.
Did that have a date on it?
Say what?
Did that thing?
Oh, yeah, which brings us to the final piece of news. We are pleased to announce that Genlock Season 1 will premiere on Rooster Teeth Saturday, January 26th of 2019.
So excited.
Yeah. Getting that 1-2 Genlock RWBY punch on Saturday mornings for a little while.
Yeah.
Like the Saturday morning cartoon.
Could be a thing.
Exactly.
It's almost like we planned it that way. Almost.
Oh, wait, did you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yes.
We like putting on stuff on Saturday because it's
Y'all
like
are
fun.
clever.
Aw.
And we're all on the same page.
David Tennant is so good.
Everybody's
nailed
so
it.
good. And it's so fun hearing
Yeah.
that.
Working with that cast has just been a dream. I mean, and they all get it, and it's been the most amazing thing to kind of work with them and develop the scenes and their parts and explore the storytelling with them and talk about the characters and all. It's just been great. But and we really look forward to you all hopefully checking out the show when it comes out on Rooster Teeth this January. Yeah. So that's what we've brought to show and tell. How about you guys want to
Do a little
hang out and do a little Q&A? Talk for a little while?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Microphones.
Okay, we got
Please don't
calmly,
run.
calmly.
As
And
people
collectively.
slowly and calmly make their way to the microphones, and there's already probably enough people, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, if you're not
got
in
about
line,
15
you can
minutes
sit back down.
left.
Yeah, we have 14 minutes left.
So we're going to do this, kind of closer to lightning round style, kind of keep it moving.
Yeah, one
I also have to go to the
question.
bathroom so badly, so I'm just going to start.
Please,
I
please
got a
just
bottle. If you, no, I'm just-
one question per person. Please no long anecdotes. Please no bummers. And absolutely, positively, no spoiler questions, because I'll tell you what I'll say. You'll just have to watch to find out. So with all that said, did we cover everything? Yes? No?
Sounds
Maybe
good,
so?
yeah.
Cool. Why don't we start right over here? Hello.
Hello.
To that microphone, I think. Is that live?
Put it
Test
in
one,
your
two.
face.
You made it.
All right.
Congratulations.
Beautiful
Solid.
voice. Hi, how are
Yeah.
you?
Someone's worked with that
Hi,
before.
I'm Lloyd. I'm Lloyd. I'm from Long Island. I'm out in Jericho, New York. I just
man.
I like your name a lot.
What's your question?
Yeah.
not really a question. I just want to say just a huge thank you to you guys. You really made my first Comic-Con dream come true.
Oh, thank you.
And unfortunately, I was told no autographs.
What's that?
Yeah, sorry.
No autographs today right
I'm
now.
sorry.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Keeping it to lightning round questions, but thank you for the thank you.
Thank you
Love
so much.
Supporting us.
And if you see us out and around,
Yeah.
we're
say
happy.
hey.
Yeah, please.
We're happy to sign anything.
Hi, I'm Will. I met Gray and Chad today.
What's up, man?
Barb, can we get a what's up, you fucking cunts?
What?
I guess it's not
No.
PG anymore. What's up, you fucking cunts?
Thank you. Thank you.
There's
I
one
was
baby
shocked
here
Can I
that
get-
might affect.
Can I get a
Sorry, Mom.
recording for that for my doorbell?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Or like a ringtone.
It was great to do our last panel at Madison Square Garden. Excellent.
Oh, God.
Yeah, over here.
Hello. Yes, what's your question?
Hi guys, I'm Mary. I'm from Rennieville, Kentucky.
Hey.
And my question's for Miles. I wanted to know what question would you like for fans to ask you, and how would you answer it?
Wow, that's cheap.
She had a foolproof
My
plan.
my favorite thing are questions that have nothing to do with anything important. Fun.
Pew, 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 pew.
Like, I don't
That's
know,
how
like,
you
what's your
answer.
favorite dinosaur?
What is it?
What is
What's
it?
your favorite dinosaur?
What? Well, I think they. Well,
What are you, Ross from
I thought
Friends?
I think the Pachycephalosaurus is really cool. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Nerd.
Anyways, thank you. I hope that answers. You're amazing. Okay, cool.
Hi. Ew.
Hello. Oh God.
They put that up.
This
front.
is
They
coming.
move.
There you go.
Hi. My
Tall
name
people
is.
suck, right?
Yeah, we're the worst.
It's actually really
I'm sorry.
true. My name is Evilise. I have a question for you, Gray. What was it like in choosing the voices for your Genlock characters?
Kind of crazy. The So it turns out, using Michael B. Jordan as an example, he had influenced the production even back during the art and concepting phase. I was able to steal some cycles from some of the RWBY artists when we were doing the super early exploration of what the characters could look like. Thank you for letting me borrow them, Carrie. And then it was time to begin really crewing up for Genlock proper. And when we hired our art director, the talented Michael Qrow, he and I had a whole bunch of conversations about Chase and what he ought to look like and what sort of quality should he have. And that was the very first task that I gave him when he got to the door. I'm like, we've got to finish locking him down. And by the end of these conversations, he said, hey, man, we're mentioning Michael B. Jordan in the movies he's been in a lot. I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. Crazy. Okay, cool. And then Michael Qrow went off, and a couple hours later, I get this instant message from him with a digital painting where he had taken an image of Michael and kind of digitally painted him into a scene, put him in a jet fighter's uniform, and he's doing the Tom Cruise Top Gun walk out in front of the jet plane in the hangar and whatnot. And he says, so, like, just what do you think? Is this kind of like Chase? And I went, yeah, I think so. Good job. And a couple months later, when the production asked, okay, it's time to start casting, who would you suggest that we go talk to for these parts? No one told me not to ask about Michael B. Jordan. So I did. And his was the very first name that we submitted going into the holidays last year. And then by towards the second half of January, we got a message back saying that he had seen the material, and the answer was not no. And we were thrilled for even that to be the answer.
In this business is like the best thing.
Yeah, no, it was incredibly exciting.
Michael says not no.
Yeah.
But anyways, after that, we sent them more art and more scripts and test animations where we had the work in progress of the model of his character delivering lines from Creed, so he could kind of get an idea of like the potential of hearing his voice come from the character. And yeah, Creed 2 coming soon. And then it kind of just snowballed from there. We were talking to some of the other ensemble already at that time, and then we were able to let them know, well, hey, the very first person from outside the company that's attached himself is Michael B. Jordan. Now would you like to finish, the deal? And then so from there, that really helped us accelerate a lot of things. And it's just been perfect. Everybody, it's exactly how I hear the characters in my head. It is uncanny.
Thank
you
you.
for the question.
Great question.
Thanks for putting up with my ramble.
All right, I'm Blake from Oklahoma.
Shut up.
Wait a minute.
Oklahoma.
Nice to meet you, Blake.
My question's for Chad, actually, but I
Wait.
guess the rest of the RWBY cast can weigh in on this. So I've always had this death battle in mind. It has to do with Jen. Who do you think would win between Pyrrha and Carolina?
Yeah, thanks for putting me in that situation. I don't know, man. That's the thing is, with Death Battle, we have to do tons of soul-crushing research to
Make
actually
it a community then.
Pyrrha would be able to control Carolina's outfit because she's made of metal.
Ooh.
Done.
Yeah, I mean, that's looking initially real good for Pyrrha. We'll say that.
Yeah, I just gotta throw that out there.
I was gonna throw my vote in for Pyrrha. Yeah.
Yours already dead. So.
Oh, shiz. She said Pyrrha's dead.
We can all agree that it would be a great fight regardless.
It'd be fun to watch.
5 more minutes of questions.
What happened?
In case we didn't know.
All right, speed round. Yeses, noses.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hello, my name
Hi.
is Danny. I'm from Long Island.
Hey.
And this is for Gray. What was your inspirations for Genlock, like animes or movies and stuff?
So next 5 minutes is gone.
So this is going to shock you. I'm a huge nerd. And, I grew up on a very steady diet of Star Wars and Star Trek and Galactica. And when I was a kid, I lived in California at the time, and the local syndicated station would run Japanese shows for the first couple of hours of their Saturday morning programming. So much to my parents' chagrin, I would sneak out of bed, go downstairs, and I already knew how to turn on the TV. And I would watch things like Star Blazers and Gatchaman, also known as Battle of the Planets at the time, and some of the tokusatsu stuff like Giant Robo and Ultraman. And that's the stuff that really called me. So I think some of it even goes all the way back to Gatchaman, like 5, fighting is 1. And then beyond that, it's in terms of mecha, it's everything from very early Gundam to the newest stuff. I mean, I loved Iron-Blooded Orphans, and if you haven't seen it yet, you should check it out.
Yes.
And some of the stuff like I'll Know Is Zero and anything else that Urobuchi Gen wrote, like Gargantia. But Genlock's influences are also not just mecha stuff. It's cyberpunk. I love the novels of William Gibson. I love Blade Runner. And then it's, in terms of wrapping this back around to anime, like Ghost in the Shell, particularly the Oshii movies and things like that. Bubblegum Crisis, because it's kind of everything all together. I don't know. I could like, we've only got 6 minutes left, man. I'm going to,
I love this lightning round question. You're like, well, when I was a boy.
I remember the time.
That was a great question. Thank you. Let's go back over here. Hi.
Hi. My name is Grace. I'm from New York. I'm asking a question from my friend in Kentucky.
Sure.
So this is a question for Miles. Sorry.
It's fine.
Oh, she said sorry.
What keeps you wanting to write? I know that Nickelodeon Cartoon Network let you down and that you weren't excited for Rooster Teeth. I've wanted to work for Rooster Teeth for over a year now, maybe 2 now, and I always wanted to interview a writer. So what keeps you wanting to write?
I love telling stories, and you know, at the end of the day, I've come to realize it doesn't matter where you tell those stories, but if you're given an opportunity to do it, then you should take it because not everybody gets that chance.
That's the best story. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. Tell your friend hi.
Yeah.
Go over here.
What's up? I'm Jonathan from Staten Island, New York. My question is for all of you. As the company and the animation department gets bigger, your guys' lives get a lot more public. Do you ever miss your private life a little bit?
I got my private life.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we still find time.
Yeah,
we
we still find time for our private life.
Our private life.
You close that bedroom door and you're good.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go.
Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah, I would say to an extent, yes, but also it's so much fun being able to share life with so many wonderful people. So you take the good with the bad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're wonderful.
I'm just at the point where not many people can recognize me at all. So like maybe if I'm at Best Buy, someone will know who I'm at. Besides that, I have a normal life. Yeah.
I think it's all about the balance. I think it's, there's going to be some times where we have to go a little bit quieter because that's what's going on with life. And sometimes we get incredibly damn busy because we're in the middle of making shows. So there's times where we wish we had more time to engage with everybody through social and the site and elsewhere. And sometimes, just life gets in the way.
Yeah, good answers.
Yeah.
Pretty much that.
Yes. Hello.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Emma, and I was asking if you were in the world of RWBY, what do you think your semblance would be?
That's a great one.
For me, because I love cats. Something with cats. I want to summon cats.
Hey.
Summon cats.
How
good,
you
good.
doing? We get asked that a lot, and I never know an answer.
Can I summon money?
That's just called magic. At what point?
That's a very wise answer.
That is a very
The
wise
Dallas
answer.
talking.
I would take the same semblance that Yang has because I'm very clumsy. So if I like stub my toe into the coffee table, I'll get like really strong.
You could destroy the coffee table, and then you could get Kara to buy you a new one.
Oh,
Exactly. There we go. Works
Go
out
team.
perfectly.
I would, because we also, the other question we get asked a lot is like if we're in My Hero Academia, what our quirk would be.
Yeah, we get asked that a lot.
And I finally think I came up with an answer for that, which is I would want to have like dual thought, like be able to have like 2 complete like paths of thought at the same time.
I do that, and it causes anxiety.
Yeah, but like the one that doesn't. Yeah, I could just like check in with like, I'd probably call him like Barry, and I'd be like, hey Barry, yeah, we're good. Okay, cool.
Barry,
Yeah.
Barry,
Yeah.
just like that. All right.
Yeah.
As a kid, I came up with this like idea for a superhero, and who had the power to essentially take away light energy and then like store it up and then do like flashbang attacks. It was like non-lethal, but could like make a whole room go dark and then
It'd
do
be
some
like
ninja stuff.
Like
You really thought
Dumbledore
about
dropped that
this
lighter.
Yo, like if Dumbledore dropped that
I was
lighter.
just about to drop Dumbledore. Oh, you
So,
took it
yeah,
from me.
something like that would be kind of fun.
So your semblance is Dumbledore's lighter?
Yeah.
Yes, Chad.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, if we have to boil it down.
Thanks. I think it's cool.
It's called a light turner offer. God.
I'm like a really loud
I know
person.
what it's called.
I'm a very loud person. I just can't help it. So I fear my semblance would probably be something about like amplifying my voice or something like that.
Says the guy with the microphone.
Yeah.
I think the semblance I want this weekend is the semblance to put all my crap in my luggage that I picked up at New York Comic Con. Just to fit anything in the bag. Yeah, that's what I need about right now.
Is the ability to not hurt yourself one? Because I've got Band-Aids on my feet right now that you can like clearly see. So
If we're just
we could,
talking about like
not do that.
right now stuff, it'd be a semblance where I didn't have to go to the bathroom ever.
Fair.
That was a super
But
fun question.
pooping
Thank
is one
you.
of the best feelings in the world.
We got like 2 minutes left.
Guys, we have
don't
time
wanna
for
lose
one
that.
last question.
Hey,
One last question.
Hey,
we're
it's
here.
me again,
Hey,
Curtis.
what's up? What's your last question?
Curtis from New York again. So I have to apologize. I forgot to include one step on the Blake recipe, but don't worry, it's on Yang's recipe book.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
And
What's your
also-
question?
Also,
a short question, so I don't know if this is possible, but do you know what a Prinny is, and would he be in Death Battle?
Do I know what?
Prinny. Dude.
Prinny?
Nope.
Oh.
Do we know what Pringles are?
Is that that's from Disgaea, right?
Once you pop, you can't stop.
I'm sorry. This is a disappointing answer. No, I don't.
Knowing Death Battle, probably not, but I don't know.
Research
Maybe.
Prinnies.
Yeah.
We'll do.
Yeah,
We'll
check it out. I'll check it out. Thanks, man.
Next question.
Well, let's do like one more. Like one more. Keep it super short. I believe in you. You look amazing.
Hi, gang. Hey guys, sorry, short person problem.
That's okay.
So I kind of just want to ask, I know usually you guys have a theme that you go for each season. Is there like a theme going on? And since Aaron saw it, this is Buster.
And you've got so many bees on you.
Yes, I do.
Okay, moving on.
Carrie?
This year it's a little difficult for us to have like a very like concrete theme
That we can talk
that we can
about.
talk about beforehand. I think it's something that's going to come into a little bit more focus at the end.
Yeah, the
of
answer
the
is
season.
yes, definitely.
Yes.
And it's part of a big lesson that needs to be learned for some people this season, and so you'll hopefully know what it is by the time the story's over.
Yeah.
It's snow.
Awesome. Yeah.
That was an awesome question. Thank you
That was
so
awesome.
much.
Thanks,
Thank you, everybody, for coming
Yeah.
out.